This is Giovanni Di Stefano again on a special report for Jurist, the University of Pittsburgh's website, the School of Law. Now, there has been some talk today, and obviously some of the news media have picked up on this, with regard to the fate of who is commonly called Chemical Ali, but actually in practice it is a Mr. Al-Majid, and there are two other defendants who were sentenced to death in what is commonly known as the Anfal trial. Now, some news reports have said that Mr. Al-Majid was transported and handed over by the American military to the Iraqi government for execution. Well, to the best of my knowledge, as of 4 p.m, certainly today, just a few hours ago, he was still in Camp Cropper. So he has not, as yet, been handed over. But that is not to say, of course, that he won't be, or that ultimately he will not be executed, because you must remember that Iraq is a country without a proper law. It has absolutely no law whatsoever, and the Iraqi government constantly and perpetually interfere into the Iraqi High Tribunal. They make statements, they issue edicts, and they heavily influence the judiciary, something that in a normal country is absolutely inconceivable. Well, I've made the position very clear with the Iraqi government there, and I will do exactly the same thing with the members of the Iraqi government if Mr. Al-Majid are executed, as I did with Judge Rahman. Now, you know, Judge Rahman was the judge who sentenced my client Saddam Hussein to death. That wasn't a judicial sentence, it was a political disposition on behalf of the Iraqi government. Now, you will know, some of you will know, that he went to London and stayed for a while in London there until I issued proceedings and sought leave of the Attorney General to prosecute Judge Rahman under the Geneva Convention Act Section 1, which demands that anybody that is indicted must receive a fair trial. And I think comically and humorously, I did say that once he got wind of this, of course, he ran away like a rabbit on a promise, and he has not been seen in the United Kingdom again since, and he is in Kurdistan where he will stay, because if he comes back into the United Kingdom or any country of the European Union, I will prosecute him under the Geneva Convention, because the sentence on Saddam Hussein was not a judicial one. And here we have exactly the same situation. This has not been a fair trial, and it's not just said by me, Human Rights Watch, the Amnesty International, a number of organisations that criticised the previous regime now say, well, this isn't right. The trial wasn't fair. It clearly wasn't fair because there was a mass of non-disclosure. Nevertheless, we filed applications with President Talabani, who I think is pretty sympathetic with the situation, and it is our submission that they cannot execute Mr. Al-Majid and the others simply because they're out of time. All of this occurred during Ramadan, and therefore after the 4th of October he could not be executed, because Iraqi law, if applied and not interpreted, clearly states that executions, if they occur, must occur within 30 days of the final judgment, which was the 4th of September. That has not occurred. So, we are well past the timing there. If Mr. Al-Majid is executed, and my other clients are executed with him, doesn't matter when. Now, for the offence of the Anfal trial, not any other, then I will do exactly the same with the Iraqi government as I did with Judge Rahman. I will ask the prosecutors in the member states of the European Union for leave to apply for prosecution under the Geneva Convention. Act Section 1. Now, I hope that won't be necessary, and I also want to remind the Iraqi government that there is still pending my application with the ICC, the International Criminal Court, for arrests in the case of Saddam Hussein, Bassem al-Takriti, Awad al-Banda, and Taha Yassin Ramadan, because it is not over. Their case, they may be dead, but it's not over. It's Giovanni Di Stefano signing off.